you start doing little things like that. It's the same as working out. Like you start working out and it really sucks at first, but you almost start enjoying it after a while and your body craves it. It's the same thing, I think, when you start seeing all the benefits of like finding peace and separation from that world of too much information and the internet and our phones. Welcome back to the show. This is episode number 4. All right, we are back. This is actually my last episode here in Florida. Man, I spent a lot of time over the last few weeks. I've been really trying to figure out where to go next and what to do. You know, I really liked Miami a lot and I was wanting to go down there, and I do see myself hanging out down there at some point, but I'm looking for a little more peace and quiet for the next few months. So I'm just going to go to Arkansas. I know it's completely different, a little bit nervous just because I'm here in beautiful weather and I kept hearing about everybody getting hit with so much winter, but I think by the time I get there, it'll be fine. It's mostly springtime anyway, and I just plan on being indoors, doing some nature hikes, that sort of stuff. I really need the quiet time more than anything, just for the next few months. And then after those, who knows what's going to happen, you know? I'll go from there. I actually find it kind of funny that I wanted to title this episode TMI, for too much information, because I'm starting a show and I'm basically creating and adding more information to the world, but I don't think I'm adding information. I'm trying to clarify a lot of information, because I think that was kind of one of my issues when I started looking for answers. It was like everybody seemed to have these answers, and it's TMI. There's so much to look at. There's so much going on. It's really hard to find the truth a lot of times. And not only when it comes to looking for answers, it's TMI kind of means that it's being forced on you also. Like, you're having so much information that you don't even need, like somebody's oversharing and overgiving. And that's almost the way the internet feels nowadays. Not only are people doing it on a personal level and everybody's, you know, being kind of encouraged to be that way, which is totally cool. And I know it's a part of morphing, but sometimes it turns into a world of like too much information, and it's really hard to figure out like your own stuff sometimes, because you're just looking at everybody else all the time. And so you never really find your own clear path. And I think way back in the day when there was a little bit less distraction, there was a little bit more energy focus on your individual self and your individual life, and then kind of what you brought to the table. And I think that that's maybe where we find a little bit more happiness, I think. If happiness is the goal, joy, peace, whatever it is. For me, when it comes to too much information, one of the first things that I was doing was just going on hikes. Like, I just needed a break for an hour if I could. You know, it was like, let me go stare at the trees and the mountains instead of staring at a screen. I mean, it's actually really difficult. It's weird because you want to bring your phone and you want to take pictures of the hike and all that kind of stuff. You start doing little things like that. It's the same as working out. Like, you start working out and it really sucks at first, but you almost start enjoying it after a while and your body craves it. It's the same thing, I think, when you start seeing all the benefits of like finding peace and separation from that world of too much information and the internet and our phones. We're kind of forced to be on our phones for everything now. I don't remember it being as heavy when I was younger either. Like, your jobs weren't on your phone. Your life wasn't on your phone. There wasn't really social media either. So you're more social in person. I mean, even when I was younger, like, maps, you were hand drawn, phone numbers were hand given, you called landlines. And I remember when cell phones started coming out, eventually there was a way to like look at a map on your phone, and then there's the internet, and you're looking at websites, and you're going, oh my gosh, I found Google. When I found Google, I found like, oh man, I was there all day. I felt like you could literally search anything and find out all this information. It was amazing. And it still is amazing. I think a lot of it is, but now a lot of these companies have like their own agendas, and all of that. A lot of that stuff is really bad. I mean, if you ever try to Google anything anymore, it doesn't even bring up good results. It's even hard to kind of figure out where to go when you're just looking for specific answers. So I think YouTube's been kind of great. I think YouTube offers a little bit more long form, so there's discussion and conversations around a lot of stuff. But some of the other social media, when they're putting things in like 15 seconds, 30 seconds, a minute, I mean, there's not much that can happen during that anyway. Like, there's not much besides taking pictures, I guess. That was the point, so... But yeah, I think besides the hiking, the working out, slowly things like that, I mean, meditation was a big deal, of course. And then I started taking really big breaks. I mean, there was times when I would just tell people like, listen, I'm not going to have my phone, or I'm not going to text for 24 hours. And then I was just like leaving my phone off for a day or so, then leaving it off for a couple of days. And it was really a little bit easier for me because I remember going on like an international trip and not really having access to your phone as much. And you're kind of busy traveling and doing all these stuff. I think that's kind of where I had the epiphany. I just remember being like, a little more at ease. You're a little bit stressed out, less stressed out because you're not staring at your phone the whole time. You're kind of experiencing life more and kind of figuring out your day to day a little bit more. So I think I like that a lot better. But yeah, it was one of those things that I felt like I had to keep with me as long as I possibly could. And I think everybody that knows me now knows that I am like that, and I will try to be like that from time to time. That's pretty much what I do almost all the time. I do it as a cleanse, just like as I would for my body. You know, if I would put my body through a juice cleanse, why couldn't I put my body through a, electronic cleanse in a way? And I've learned a lot. Even it supposedly helps with sleeping and all that. I've been an insomniac since I was a kid, and so it does seem to help with sleep, even cutting off electricity, things like that, because I can hear like the humming of electricity, it seems like, just it being on. Little weird things like that, just trying to find that moment and peace in my time and in my day just to make myself feel like a person. I dare you to try and do it. It's interesting. It's really hard for people to put their phone down. Like, I'll hang out with people for an hour. I mean, not even at dinner. I understand most people will try to show respect at food, if they're not taking pictures or whatever, but even just hanging out at the house, like they'll have the TV on, but like everybody's looking at their phone, TV's on. And that's fine. I think we want to talk about what happens on our phone more than anything. We think everything that happens out in the world is a little more interesting than our own world. But yeah, it's like, I'm not trying to necessarily preach about it. I don't feel like I have the answer, but if you're ever feeling too much stress and you feel a little bit overwhelmed, I'm just suggesting it as an option. Put your phone away for a little bit. Try to do it for an hour or two first. Get slowly used to it if you need to, but I love the 24 to 48 hour thing. Like, if you can do like a whole weekend not on your phone and just spend your weekend doing something, and it doesn't always have to be filled with fun, crazy stuff so that you're distracted, like just chilling, being yourself, sitting and doing stuff. And if you're watching a movie, watch the movie, like we don't even stare at the movies anymore. And I'm totally like that. I remember watching movies and just standing up and being inside and out of the living room, like not even really paying attention. We can calm down a little bit, and I think just take things a little bit slower, we'll find some peace in our lives. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It was just one of those things that I was thinking about a lot because, man, it's like every time you get on their phone, it just seems like there's too much information and everybody's getting sick. I feel like it's like, when you look at a car and all that stuff is moving fast and you're getting kind of nauseous and there's just information's moving super fast. I think that's what it is. There's so much going on so fast, it's just making us all anxious and nauseous. So maybe stop looking out the window a little bit, But anyway, I guess the next time you see me, I'm probably going to be in Arkansas. It's going to be in some mountains and some trees. Hopefully I have some signal up there a little bit. At least I'll have Wi-Fi to get my work done. But yeah, thanks again for the time, and I'll chat with you guys soon. Bye.